Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another rant video, and this here happens to be an incident that took place at a New York subway. And here you see that if you pay attention, look at the word essay. I don't mean like an essay as an exam or paperwork you have to do at school, but it's actually more to it because they want to censor the language because obviously the chances are the video will get taken down for explicit words. And again, we know what happened. Take the time to look at the picture. Feel free to say whatever again. So what I'm gonna have to say here is that, for I understand, this TikToker only had like a couple of videos related to this one incident. So apparently, you have this homeless man. I don't know whether he knew how old the girl was. Clearly, maybe he just didn't care. Obviously, judging by his demonic look. So he tries to play it slick. If you've seen one of the videos, if you pay attention in the beginning, he keeps his bag right in front of him, and he sneaks his hand, tries to grab the other girl's hand, and then try to basically feel her legs, feel her body, and she had it on record, obviously, and she knows the moment he started touching her, she tried to basically distance herself from him, and obviously all she's thinking is she was surprised that he would go so far as doing that. Maybe because people are gonna judge. People are gonna judge and say, we don't know the full story. We don't know what happened before she put everything in record, before she had her camera out. And again, it seemed clear maybe this guy was intoxicated. I'm not justifying his actions, but he did actually assault her within the New York subway train. And I think I think this is what makes it more despicable is that the girl herself is a minor. She literally brings up her age again. Because even New York nowadays, like, because I think I talked about New York a lot throughout my past videos. For real, because there's a lot of homeless people, whether they're creeps or not. Like, it's more than just being creeps. I feel like a lot of these guys, they don't have really nothing to live for, so they decide to do any type of shenanigans that comes up in their mind, and they try to simulate that. Again, what I mean, like, simulate that, they try to do whatever they can because it's like their lives are already miserable, so why not just make it more worse for them? So if their life is going to be miserable, they're going to make someone else's life miserable as well. Because New York is full of too many people, like I said. It's because a lot of the people, if I recall, like, I've been to New York, although I've never lived there, but from what I recall, like from going there, you'll experience the amount of traffic, the amount of cars, the amount of people, like, and you especially considering how small the city is. Although it's a small city, there's way more people. There's the population is huge considering how small the city is. So it's very overcrowded. Again, that's New York. And people are thinking, oh, SA means San Antonio. No, it means I can't say the word again because it might be considered too inappropriate, or people are gonna try to silence my video again. That's all based on the guidelines, and I gotta try to keep it safe. So the point I'm trying to make is, like, ever since this video was started going viral, people were hoping to spread the video out there, like spread the word in New York to be careful, be safe, and obviously like the whole place is you have to be more aware. Like, there are people who are willing to attempt this, especially those who are desperate, whatever bad day they're having, again, because they feel like they have nothing to live for, again, like, and it's like the police aren't really gonna take their job seriously. Even if you do get the cops involved, you don't know, you're not sure how they'll handle it, because the police tend to take their time. Like, New York is full of bitter people. And this does not include the majority. This may not include everybody. I'm not saying that, but then you have those bitter people where they think only for themselves. They think they can do whatever, and people, and they don't seem to, and then they'll try to silence other people for trying to expose them or call them out for lying again. Because in New York, you want to be, if you want to live your life, you gotta, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, even if it means committing crimes. And people these days, like in New York, can't seem to handle it because of the amount of pressure that's going on there. And people are trying to work their way into being able to avoid poverty. And although it seems like I'm mumbling, I'm just stating the circumstances, like in New York when you're living there, because I personally wouldn't live there. And like a lot of the times people, when they do drive, like sometimes it's a lot better getting a car than having to be in the bus because of situations like this, because you want to avoid people. I'm sure people prefer being in a car rather than a bus, because maybe she had no choice. Maybe can maybe her parents or whoever can pick her up because of how far her home is. Like maybe she's on her own. Maybe she doesn't have the license to drive. But I'm saying that could be been avoided had she taken a vehicle besides the subway, or had someone drive, like that happens to be either a family member or a close friend who she can trust. Again, this is I can tell this is a very unpleasant situation. Is that maybe for sure this will definitely affect her and traumatize her. And posting this video, I don't think it really help her. Again, this will bring awareness. I'm not saying it is bad it is bad to bring awareness. What I'm saying is that this won't help her, because this will bring back, when she gets older, is that this will actually bring back bad memories again, because she's gonna have to remember, if this is posted online, it will remain there forever. And then when she gets older, and then she recognizes this video again, this is like a bad memory that won't go away. This is a nightmare that won't go away again. But I hope this dude gets karma still. I don't know if he has any like if he even has it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a. I don't want to assume, but he probably isn't working. He's probably think people won't recognize him. Maybe because he's in someone that isn't actually uh, contributing society, actually like common within the workplace environment, and is somewhere like somebody who's like basically wandering off on the streets, just doing whatever, getting drunk, and just playing it off cool, like as if he wasn't sure what's going on. But I'm sure if this dude were to get confronted, he's gonna pretend like nothing happened and turn a blind eye. He's gonna claim that he doesn't recall what happened, that he doesn't know this woman, like it was a misunderstanding. So whatever excuse he'll say is just simply to avoid getting caught. And I'm sure but he does the rest. It will eventually it'll catch up to him, because at the end of the day, he didn't think for himself, because he clearly did not care. He didn't think whether that he was really the person that he assaulted was really a minor, or maybe, and then like I said before, maybe he doesn't care. Maybe then he could just get his grimy hands off some woman. Maybe he could try to manipulate them. I don't know if he had the words. I don't know if he was capable of that, but it just seems like he's more capable of touching people than actually persuading them. And again, like, it doesn't surprise me at all, because I'm sure stuff like this does happen a lot in New York. It's very, I'm not to say whether there's a lot of like mostly drama that happens there, but I'm sure I can guarantee you now, from the circumstances that goes on in New York, there tends to be a lot of drama, like depending where you are in New York. If you're in a dangerous environment, then chances are you may end up meeting with the wrong people. And hopefully, and then the thing is, my concern is, like, if this guy if this guy does get confronted by police or someone, will he actually get any repercussions? That's what I'm wondering, if any repercussions will like get to him, because I don't know. I'm not to say whether someone should do something, like, obviously they should, but like, I'm not saying a random person should do something to him, but if police were involved, I think that the police should get involved because, like, especially if it involves minors and it's and then the person's trying to traumatize them and get physical with them, yeah, then it should be taken by the law's hands to do whatever they can to dispose of the person, or you know what else, possibly have them leave the streets and not harass more people because this will this is already plaguing New York as already, or I can't just say, I don't want to just like point fingers at New York. I don't want to like just simply generalize and say this is happening in New York, but in any city, any state wherever you are, like, they need to try to make the community safe again, because apparently because there are kids that just want to go to school. They want to be they want to avoid this kind of situation. They just want to be able to make it out there and succeed, and then be able to live their adult life. But in this case, it's like, if you think about it, how is she gonna live her life now with what happened to her, especially at that age when being touched by an adult, especially something that should never occurred in the first place. Because now this, for sure, some people may realize it, this will definitely affect her for the rest of her life, even when while she grows old, and she can't stop thinking about it. Because why? Because not, and I'm not saying simply because it posts on TikTok, because he affected her. He simply damaged her, like, to the point where she can't get that nightmare stuck out of her head now. He made her feel like uncomfortable to the point, like, she's definitely gonna have to find some sort of, she's gonna have to seek for some help, and hopefully she can avoid those trouble times, because there's a lot of trouble times throughout cities and like that plague the streets when it comes to homeless people, whether it's drug dealers, like violent criminals, and predators. Again, I already said it. I said what need to be said again. People, like I said, this video is simply to keep people safe. It's to bring awareness, and I'm doing the same here. And hopefully, you guys can understand. Like, life, the world is gonna be a full lot. It's always gonna be nice to people. It's not always gonna be full of nice people, but you also need to be aware that there's also gonna be a sick, cruel, messed up, fucked up world. There's gonna be cruel, sick, messed up people who will try to ruin your life because theirs aren't any better than theirs. And so they have to find some victims to make their life any better, like as if it is, if like as if it's getting better, it's actually getting worse. So don't just think that just because we live in a peaceful world, when there are a lot of like gruesome people out there, where there's some sick-minded, twisted people who can't control their urges, who just can't, who have no hope. Honestly, people who have, like, with that mindset, who have no hope, should be disposed of, and again, don't belong in the streets. And hopefully, maybe this girl can be able to find some to be able to get through this without having to be troubled. And again, she can, and then although she, and then maybe that way she won't be reminded of this situation, of this tragic incident for the rest of her life. And again, may she be able to succeed and overcome that. And again, hope you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to check and look for upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.